Hello everyone, welcome to CodeLoop. This is Prabhu. In the previous video, I have showed you how to create this table with the help of extension, and we have made this table dynamic. So based on the number of dimension and measure you have added in the table in the properties, it will automatically show those in the table. So what we are going to see now is we are going to add some events to this. So whenever you click on any element, it will be selected, and we are going to do that with some events and actions. So let's do that. To select a value from the extension, we need to use the Engine API. Let's add an Engine API function, which is select values. So we can access this function using this dot select values, and we need to pass a couple of parameters to it. Say the first one is dim, which is nothing but the dimension number. If you want to select any value in the first dimension, you need to give 0. If you want to select any values in the second dimension, you need to give 1. It is 0 indexed. Let's leave this as 0, and then the value. So for each and every value in ClickSense, it will allocate a number. Say for example, here ClickSense will allocate a number for each and every value. Say for example, frozen foods might be 0 or 1, beverages might be 2. So something like that, it will allocate a number. So what we need to do is we need to pass the number here. So let's pass 0 for now. And again, the third parameter will be for if you want to clear the previous selection, or if you want to retain the previous selection, you can use this third parameter. So the true means it will retain the previous selection as it is. If you make it as false, then it will clear the previous selection. Let's save this. And if you refresh the page, so if you look at here, this alcoholic beverages has been selected automatically. So this 0 number is assigned for this alcoholic beverages. So we just hard coded these numbers, but we need to get this number from the actual value when we click on the particular element. Let's see how to do that. Before that, let's add a function to capture the click event. So I have used a jQuery function here. So this $element refers to the container where the extension has been added, the table has been added, and this find will find all the TD elements within this element extension element. And for each TD element, we have added the click event. So let's move this selection API function here. So when we click on any TD element, then this function will be called, and this function will execute this dot select values, and this will select the first dimension, first value. Let's save this. If you refresh the ClickSense page, and after refreshing, if you select any values in the table, okay, we are getting an error which says this dot select values is not a function. So what we need, we have made a mistake here. So within this click function, we should not use this keyword, because this within this function, this means the TD element. So what we need to do is we need to refer the extension element. For that, we need to add a variable here where self equal to this. We need to store the extension reference to the variable self, and we need to use this variable here. If I save this, now refresh the page, so once refreshed, if you click on any element, it will select that value. So if you select frozen foods, if you select, so if you look at here, the selection value is same, so it always selects alcoholic beverages. So for example, if I select baked goods, still it selects alcoholic beverages. The reason is we have hard coded the value here as 0. So what we need to do is, the next thing is we need to get the element number within this function and pass the number here. So how to get this element number? So for that, let's look at the console log we have added here. So if you look at here in Hypercube, data pages, matrix, Q matrix, and here. So if you look at the first element, which is the dimension element, if you expand it, so we have a couple of properties. One is Q text, which is the product name, and second one is Q number, and third one is element number. So this element number is the one which we need to use it to select this particular value. For example, for this produce, the allocated number is 12. So if you look at another value here, for Delhi, it is 8. So to get this value within the click function, we need to add an attribute in the TD tag. So let's add that attribute data ID equal to, within double quotes, we need to concatenate dot Q element number. So we need to add the attribute here for the TD element, and within the click function we can get this attribute using a jQuery function again. Not element, it should be $this. So this keyword refers to the particular TD element, whatever if you have clicked, and this dot so this dot attribute data ID gives us the element number, whatever we have added in the TD element, and we need to store this in a variable. So one thing we need to notice here is when we read this ID through this function attribute, it will be a string. What we need to pass here is a number, otherwise it will throw an error. So what we need to do is we need to convert this into a number. So we need to use a pass int function. Now we need to pass this element number variable instead of this hard-coded 0. Let's save this. If you refresh the page, so if you select a value, say alcoholic beverage, it is getting selected. If you select baked goods, it's getting selected. So based on the selection, whatever value we select, that value is getting selected. So we achieved the selection from here. So let's see what happens when we select the numbers, right? So if I select the number, it is still selecting alcoholic beverage, but if I select canned food, it's selecting alcoholic beverage. So when I make any selection in the measure column, then it is always selecting one particular value, which is alcoholic beverage. To understand that, go to console again, and if you look at the data, matrix, and here we have the element number as 12, but if you look at the measure, the element number is 0, and here it is 0. If you check the second one, for the measure, by default it is showing 0 because there is no element number mapped for the measure. Okay, so that's why we are always getting the alcoholic beverage is getting selected whenever we make any selection in the measure column. So we need to avoid this. Let's see how to do that. So to make it happen, so what we need to do is we need to add this attribute only for the dimension columns, not for the measure columns. So to detect whether the particular column, so we are looping over all the elements in the item, right? So to detect what is the dimension and what is the measure, we need to add one more parameter here, which is iteration number I, and if I is less than the number of dimension, say for example we have only one dimension, so if I is 0, then that means it is a dimension. If it is 1, if I is 1, then it is a measure column. So we can put an if condition. If I is less than 1 is nothing but the number of dimensions. So we cannot hard code this value. So we need to get this value from again the property. So how to get the number of dimensions? Again, we can use this layout.queue_hypercube dimension info, and instead of this we can use dimension info dot length. So this will give you the number of dimensions. So if I is less than the number of dimension, so say for example if I number of dimension is 2, then 0 and 1 will be less than 2. So the 0 and 1 will be the dimension columns. We can add a curly braces. In the else part, we need to add again the same thing, but this time we should remove the attribute. So whatever the column which is less than the number of dimension, that will be the dimension column, and for that we have added the attribute. For other things we just remove the attribute. Let's save this and go to the dashboard and refresh. So if you make a selection in the dimension, it is selecting, but if you make a selection in the measure column, it's not selecting any value. So we have achieved this. We have removed the selection even from the measure column. Now we need to do one more step. So what we have done here is we have removed the attribute, but if you look at this event function, we have added this click event for all the TD elements. We are not specifically saying that add only the click event to that dimension columns. So the click event will be added for all the elements. So we need to avoid this. We need to avoid adding the click event to all the TD elements. We need to add it only for the dimensions. So for that, what we need to do is we can, instead of generally mentioning like a TD, we can add one more condition to say whatever that has data ID attribute. So this means, so the TD element with this data ID attribute should be added with this click event. So that's it. Now if we save this, the functionality will be same. If you refresh the page, so if you select a value, it's getting selected, and if you click on this measure column, then the event is not called actually. So that function is not executing. So when you select only the dimension, the click event function will be called and it will select the value. So that's it. So we have one more thing to fix. So let's add one more dimension here and let's see what happens. So if I add a dimension, say customer, and if I save this, and if I select any value in the customer, it is selecting, but the click event is called. But if you look at the selection, whatever has been added here, it is not the one we have selected. We have made some selection in the customer column, but the selection has been happened on the product column. So that is incorrect, right? So the reason is we have hard-coded one more value here, this one. So the dimension number. So we have hard-coded the dimension number is 0. So wherever we click, it always selects in the first dimension. So what we need to do is we need to dynamically get this value as well. So for that, again, we need to add one more attribute. Let's remove this unwanted space. Say dimension ID equal to double quotes, and for concatenating we put single quotes and add a plus sign. Here we need to give the dimension number. So if you so to get the dimension number, we can again use this iteration number I. So we can simply give I here. So this will be the dimension number. If the dimension is 0, means first dimension, then it is 0. For the second dimension, it will be 1. And we need to get the attribute here. We need to use the same function. Instead of data ID, it will be dim ID, and instead of element number, it is dimension number. Copy this, and instead of this hard-coded 0, use this variable. So again, we need to use that parseInt to convert that into number. And let's save this and go back to the dashboard, refresh it. So once getting refreshed, if you select any value in the second dimension, it selects that value that we have selected in the table. So if you select another value, say this one, it's getting selected. So we have covered how to add an event when we click on any element, how to select values from the JavaScript, and we have seen how to dynamically make that happen with the help of attributes that has been added in the TD element. So in the next video, we'll see how to format this table with the help of style sheets or some external libraries. I hope you have learned something from this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and provide your feedback in the comment section. Let's see in the next video. Thanks for watching.